What's up, guys? Welcome back. Casey with Max Aroma, and today we are reviewing Spicebomb by Viktor and Rolf. So I've been trying this fragrance out for the past 48 hours, including today, and I have to say I'm quite enamored by this fragrance. It definitely has the same kind of appeal to me as the Givenchy Xeryus Rouge has. So the notes are not the same. They have a similar profile, I would say. They're both involving warm spices and whatnot, but just the overall appeal to me is just very unique. It develops quite differently than most of the fragrances I have been trying out for the past few weeks in terms of fall and winter. That's why I like it so much. In the beginning, it starts out a little sweeter and then it kind of transitions to spicy. It also has that hint of citrus in the very early beginning, so which is why I kind of like the appeal. It's not all one kind of profile. You know, it has the sweet, the spicy, that kind of tobacco leather mix as well. What else could I say about this scent? Honestly, it's not as strong as I expected it. It's not as strong as I wish it would be, so I expected it to be much stronger than it was. I believe this is probably caused by the reformulation that has happened in 2012. But overall, the fragrance, the scent itself is still phenomenal. It is definitely worth trying out. It has a bold and kind of aggressiveness to it, but also a charming and alluring appeal to it as well. So it's a very nice, you know, tanglement of these kind of feelings. In terms of longevity, I got about 7 to 8 hours of longevity. So 7 being, you know, peak performing, probably 6 to 7 hours, I'd say, of peak performance where it's, you know, really strong and you can decently smell it. You get whiffs of it and it projects kind of well. In terms of 8 hours, it would be, you know, dwindling down to the skin scent kind of, you know, longevity. In terms of projection, I didn't get too much projection out of the fragrance. I got about maybe less than an arm's length of range, so I would say maybe a feet or a feet and a half in terms of the projection, which is kind of disappointing for a usually strong fragrance involving spices, and for a fall winter fragrance you would expect it to be a little more stronger than that. However, it could be that the climate that I am in, meaning Texas, is a little, you know, different than most other climates that you would be using this kind of fragrance. So definitely try it out. Don't base your facts on my climate, because if you're, say, in New York, most definitely it's going to be projecting much better because it's colder there, and it may last a little longer in terms of the overall longevity, in terms of the peak performance, and not just the skin scent. So definitely have a try at it. In terms of the seasonal use, I just mentioned it. Fall, winter is the set climate for this fragrance. If anything, I would even stay away for the fall time. I would say maybe, depending on the climate that you have and the temperatures that you're expecting in the fall, if you have a warmer fall, then probably skip this fragrance and go straight for the winter time. But in the winter time, this is going to be performing very nicely. Very nice fragrance overall. Like, you can use this in most settings, and this is bringing me to the recommended settings point. This is, I don't know why anyone would say this is not usable in most settings, but I would say you can use this anytime. Mostly in the winter time, people are expecting these kind of notes. So, and this fragrance has that versatile development, scent development, into where in the first 30 minutes you might be a little bold and aggressive, and, you know, calming down to a more classy gentleman kind of feel to it. So I would definitely recommend this for bar, club is pushing it, but the nightlife in general, in terms of like bar, outdoor bar, rooftop bar, whatever bar you guys frequent, restaurants, date, what else, brunch, I mean, any kind of setting outside of work. Now work, I would say, is a hit or miss depending on what kind of work environment you do work in, but in terms of leisure, this is perfect for any kind of setting. Work is always going to be, you know, a little testy. So if you're a lawyer, I don't know, I wouldn't test the waters with this fragrance. But if you're in a more, you know, creative field, or maybe even in sales, it could be kind of interesting to try it out. Depending on what you're selling, once again, it's very dependent on what kind of work environment you are working in. However, in terms of leisure, this is highly recommended in all fields in the wintertime, mostly fall. If the temperatures allow it, then go for it. That's all that we have for Viktor and Rolf Spicebomb. So this fragrance, guys, is actually quite nice. I really liked it in terms of the overall profile, the scent breakdown, the longevity and projection, it's okay. But I think the scent, it buys me in. You know, the scent kind of just brushes off the bad performance, well, the mediocre performance, not bad performance, but the mediocre performance. And I think it's well worth the try, at least. Not just buying, but just try it out and see how you like it, and definitely let me know in the comments. I would definitely like to know what you guys think of this fragrance. That's all that we have for this week's Spicebomb. Don't forget, next Tuesday we have our next first impressions video coming up. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Let it go, make my body go. Make our bodies higher and higher.